A dog is a man's best friend. It is not just an expression, it is true. Dogs are very loyal and can be great companions to their owners. They provide unconditional love and security. Dogs are also great at keeping us company and making us feel better when we are sad or lonely. Dogs can also be trained to do many things in order to make life easier for their owners. They can be taught how to perform tricks, fetch objects, and even help people with disabilities. Training a dog requires patience, dedication, and time on the part of the owner, but in return, they will have a lifelong friend who will always love them unconditionally. Let's move to the basics of dog training techniques. Dog training techniques are a way of teaching your dog to behave in a certain way. They can be used to teach dogs things like commands, manners, and personal boundaries. There are many different types of training techniques that you can use with your dog. These include positive reinforcement. This technique is based on the idea that any behavior followed by a positive consequence will increase the likelihood of that behavior happening again in the future. Next is negative punishment. This technique uses negative consequences to discourage unwanted behaviors. This is typically done by removing something the dog wants in order to discourage them from performing an unwanted behavior, such as taking away their favorite toy or treat if they jump on someone when they walk through the door. The negative reinforcement technique involves using negative consequences to encourage desired behaviors instead of discouraging unwanted ones. For example, if your dog sits when you tell them to, then you might give them a treat or pet them on its head for sitting. But I will never promote negative reinforcement. Next, we will see the 5 easiest ways to train your dog. 1. Create a schedule to feed your dog. Dogs require a specific diet and need to be fed at a specific time. They are typically fed 2 or 3 times per day, with the largest meal being in the evening. The owner has to make sure that the dog is eating enough each day, but not too much that it becomes overweight. 2. Use an automatic feeder to help with training. The automatic feeder will release food or treats to your dog at timed intervals. This way, your dog will have a positive association with the sound of the dispensing device and come running for their meal every time. Dogs can learn good habits quickly, and this will help with potty training and eating habits too. 3. Train your dog with a leash and collar. Dogs naturally want to be in proximity to their owners. The leash and collar build on this instinct by allowing the owner to create a boundary that the dog can't cross or break. This boundary is termed a leash. The collar is used as a way of bringing the dog back if they try to escape. 4. Teach your basic dog commands like sit, stay, heel, and come. Teaching your dog basic commands is a great way to bond with them. Dogs can learn the meaning of words like sit, stay, and come. They can also be trained to walk calmly beside you on a leash, often called heeling. 5. Play games with your dog. Playing games with your dog is a great way to bond and give them mental stimulation. It will help exercise their brains, as well as get them moving. All that being said, these are the dog training techniques you should avoid. Dog training is a tough task, but it can be made easier if you know the right techniques to use. There are some techniques that you should avoid at all costs. 1. Punishment. It's important to note that punishment is not an effective way of training your dog. It doesn't teach them what they should do and instead teaches them what they shouldn't do. 2. Chasing. If your dog starts running away from you, chasing after them will only worsen the situation. This technique makes the dog more scared and nervous around you in the future, which will lead to more problems in your home. 3. Negative reinforcement. While negative reinforcement can work for some people, it's not always a good idea for dogs because they don't have as much of a sense of time as humans do. Hope this gave you some insights.